Welcome to the 2026 Coastin With Quayz series, where I travel around to a bunch of amusement parks in the eastern United States. I head to some new parks, some old ones, and I get on a bunch of coasters on my journeys. This is East Coastin. Coming up on this episode of East Coastin, I head to Dorney Park, my home park, for the first episode of the East Coaster series. I get on some of my favorite coasters, and I get some first rides on coasters for the 2026 season. On top of that, I get on a bunch of flat rides throughout the park. So stay tuned to this first episode of East Coastin, episode number 1, Dorney Park. Hello, welcome to Coastin With Quayz. I am very excited to welcome you to the first episode of my new summer coaster series, East Coastin. This is Quayz here. Before I get into the vlog, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. That way you can stay up to date on all of the episodes. Hey there, this is Future Quayz here. My mic cut out as I was giving this intro at Dorney Park. So what I was saying is that this is going to be a huge series. So make sure that you are subscribed to be up to date for each episode. I started at Dorney Park because this is my home park and I come here so much. So I figured that this would be a great place to get started with the series. All right, let's get back into the vlog. Normally I make my way down to Iron Menace and Steel Force and things first. Today, since I got here at Park Open, I was going to go to Talon right away to try to get on that before the lines got real long, but I don't think that that's going to be a great idea. For some reason, there's people here already, so I'm going to go to Hydra, see what that looks like. If that's long, then I'll go down to Iron Menace and so forth. When you get down here to the Wave Swinger, there's also the Wild Mouse. But if it's going to be crowded today, I'm going to skip the Wild Mouse altogether. You can see Hydra there in the distance behind Whitewater Landing, so that's going to be stop number 1. It looks like Dorney Park is getting ready for their summer celebration, the Viva La Fiesta. There's decorations around the park. People are queuing for Hydra. It doesn't look like it's running quite yet. I have not seen it test. That doesn't mean that it has not been, but they're not opening the entrance yet. The train is on the brake run and there's a worker back there, so I'm going down to Iron Menace. I did see that testing. Should have just did my normal thing and went down to Iron Menace first. The good thing about Dorney Park is that I know this park so well and I know the layout so well that I know how to just zip from part to part. So I can get down to Iron Menace really, really fast. Here are a couple of those great flat rides, the Tilt-A-Whirl and the Music Express, the Himalaya. I think I might try to get on the Music Express today if I have time. There's actually no line on Dominator right now, and since I'm going to try to get on some flats today, I think I'm going to go right to that since I'm walking by it now. So let's get a quick ride on the green side, which is my favorite, but maybe we'll do the red side as well. Green goes down, red goes up. Well, that was a walk-on Dominator. Just did the green side, though, because red side is not running yet. That's okay. Green side's my favorite anyway. You get great airtime on that initial drop. Totally fun ride. It does get a long wait, so I'm glad I got on it now, because now I can focus on some other stuff. I love entering the steel yard. This sign that greets you is so cool. I love the music that's playing. It's just a really fun addition to Dorney Park. I'm so glad they put this in 2024 with Iron Menace, which is there in the background. That's going to be my next stop. I wanted to get a ride on Possessed real quick, but it's not running, so Iron Menace is going to be the first coaster of the day. Let's go. Not only did I get not one, but two rides on Iron Menace, but I also got on this flat ride, MT Buckets, which is like a flying scooters flat ride. Super, super fun. Another ride that I don't always get on, but got a ride on it today. That's the theme of today. Not only get on the roller coasters, but some other rides that I enjoy in the park as well. After getting on some rides, you always got to fuel up. So I just had lunch at the Iron Mill here behind me. They have a great selection of food here. The chicken sandwich is really good. The flatbread pizzas are really good. Today, I elected for the chicken sandwich with the French fries and a soda. And now that I'm all fueled up, I'm ready to move on to my next ride. Possessed is still not running, and now Iron Menace is not running. I think the next course of action is going to be to get over here to Steel Force and Thunderhawk and get some rides on those, so let's do that. Between Iron Menace and Steel Force is Revolution. I will not be riding this today, but it's here for you if you like it. So here's Steel Force. If we go right over here, there is a huge plot of land back here, and I think this would be perfect for a wooden roller coaster. Come on, Dorney Park, give it to us. Made it back to Steel Force. Hopefully the line's not too long, considering that Possessed and Iron Menace are not running right now. Let's get on it while we can before the line gets too long. That was a second to last row ride on Steel Force, and it is running great today. The airtime was really good throughout, even on that first major airtime hill, which many times you don't get a lot of great floater on that, but today, great floater. The double helix was running so fast, and I grayed out really hard on that. And then of course the airtime at the end. This is one of my favorite Morgan rides, and I've been on Steel Dragon 2000 in Japan, but Steel Force still is an awesome ride. I really love the area between Steel Force and Thunderhawk here, because you have the antique cars, which is like this really cool historic ride, and then you have Thunderhawk, which is over 100 years old, and you can really just kind of walk through this area. There's multiple pathways to kind of walk around Thunderhawk. So if you ever come to Dorney Park, really check out this area of the park. It's very calm, and I always love walking through here. It's shaded. It's just a really nice part of the park. So I am going to walk through here to get to Thunderhawk so that I can get my first ride on this classic wooden coaster for the 2026 season. All right, here we go. Thunderhawk, over 100 years old. Let's get our first ride this season on the classic Woody. Well, Thunderhawk is running really, really well. I was almost in the back. I was like 3 or 4 rows from the back, and it was really, really smooth. For 102 years old, especially. I mean, I've been on wooden roller coasters that are 10, 15 years old, and it feels like your brain got splattered inside your head. Thunderhawk, for 102 years old, is running incredible, so I loved that. But I also got a ride on another flat ride for today, the Scrambler. If I'm being honest, I don't even know the last time I was on the Scrambler. Maybe at Long Beach Island's Fantasy Island Park, but I don't know. But that was a lot of fun. Now, I think I'm gonna try to finally get that Possessed ride because I've seen it running, but it looks like it's not really going up the spikes very, very high. So I don't know if it's been down for electrical issues or something today. I'm gonna try to get on before it goes down again. Waited about 15 minutes, but got my ride on Possessed, row 12, which is 3 from the back. It was really good. I did not have any issues with it not going all the way up the spikes. It looked like they figured that out, so that was a lot of fun. I love towards the back of this ride because you just get thrown up that back vertical spike, which is amazing. But I've ridden most of what I want to ride, or all of what I want to ride, on this end of the park. So I'm going to make my way up to the other side of the park, try to get on Hydra, Talon, and then a couple more flat rides in between. This is the Coca-Cola refresh station over by Possessed and Iron Menace, and it is not open. I will say it's Sunday on a day where the parking lot is completely full. So Dorney Park, I don't know if you're having staffing problems this year, but of all the times I've been here this year, this has not been open. I'd love to see this be open because the only place to get a drink down here is at the Iron Mill. And if there's a lot of people in line for food, you might have to wait 30 minutes just to get a drink. Over here, they have the Iron Menace shirt that is very similar to all the other shirts of this style that I've been seeing. If they had this in a hoodie, I'd probably pick this up. Right behind me over here, the Zephyr train is running, which is a classic ride. And then right behind me over here, we have the Whip, which celebrated its 100th year in 2020. Another super classic, super historic ride here at Dorney Park. And I have not been on this ride since I was a kid. So I'm actually gonna get a ride on the Whip right now for the first time in probably about 25 years. Well, the Whip was a lot of fun. And then if you're over here in the middle of Dorney Park, kind of by the big Dorney Park sign, there's a lot of non-roller coaster rides here. So for flat rides, you have the Whip, which I just got on and that was great. You have the Sea Dragon, the Musical Express, the Tilt-A-Whirl, and then you also have drop towers like Dominator and then Demon Drop. I got another ride on Dominator, this time the red side, and then I actually went on the Sea Dragon. I haven't been on that ride in forever as well. I think because of the amount of time that I have left here today, I am going to skip the other flat rides, but I did get on quite a few today. I would like to get on the Wave Swinger before I go, but I think I'm going to make my way up to Talon because it's saying that it's less than 15 minutes to get on Talon. If I could get a couple rides on that, get on the Wave Swinger, and then get on Hydra, I will be very happy with my trip today. From the middle of the park with the Sea Dragon over here, to get to Talon, I'm going to go up this big hill, and then when I get to the main midway, to the right. Walked into the main entrance of Talon and it was looking like at least a 45-minute wait. So I used that single lane or single use fast lane, got right on, back row, as always, amazing ride, super fast, super forceful, just relentless. Talon's the best ride in this park, and quite frankly, with the additions of coasters that Dorney tends to get, I don't know that they'll ever top it. What I will say is that when I went to use my fast lane, The ride attendant said it's not working, so he told me to go to merchandising and see if they could fix it, but he did let me go on, so I'll probably just scrap it since he let me use it for today. I'm not going to take advantage of the system. But I will say, if you do have that Prestige Pass, if you come to Dorney, be flexible with the single-use fast lane. Talon dumped me out right here, so I might as well get a ride on the Wave Swinger. The Wave Swinger is so fun. I could sit on that ride all day long, but I do need to move on. I think Hydra will be my last ride of the day, but then I want to commemorate this first episode of East Coastin'. So stick around to the end to see what I do to commemorate the first episode here at Dorney Park. It is a short walk from Talon to Hydra. Here we go. I love this coaster. It's not my favorite floorless coaster, but it's very unique, and I'm glad that Dorney Park put this in 2005.
What? What are you doing? Come on.
I sure am glad that I used my single-use fast lane on Talon, because Hydra was only like a 15, maybe 20-minute wait. Got back row. Love back row on this ride. You get yanked down that drop. And then, of course, it has a weird layout. You've got the JoJo roll to start, a couple of weird, like, semi-inversions. The Cobra roll is funky, almost not inverted on that, but it's a lot of fun. It's a very unique layout. So if you come to Dorney Park, you got to get on this ride. All right, there's one more thing to do before I leave today, and that is to commemorate the first episode of East Coastin'. So I'm gonna head to the gift shop right now, and I'm gonna buy something that I've been wanting. I have teleported over here with Talon behind me, because to commemorate the first episode of Coastin' With Quayz's East Coastin' series and Talon's 25th birthday. It's Future Quayz again. My mic cut out again. But I did get this amazing Talon hoodie to commemorate this first episode of East Coastin'. This art style is amazing, so keep watching the series to see if I get more. I got so many amazing rides at Dorney Park throughout the day, even though it was a Saturday, and I am so glad that I decided to go to Dorney Park for the first episode of this series. It was a really, really good day. You know, big shout out to the ride operators, because they were getting trains put through, they were getting rides going as fast as they could. With this special event that they had today, where they actually gave out, I think, over more than 4,000 tickets. It's a special Dorney Park Day, a charity day. They did a really good job of keeping people on rides, keeping rides going. So for that, I'm very thankful. This is going to be the end of episode 1 of East Coastin'. So let me know in the comments, where do you think I should go on the east coast of Pennsylvania for one of my next episodes? And spoiler, I might even have 1 or 2 of them filmed already. So make sure you're subscribed so that you can stay up to date for each episode. And until next time, keep on coasting.